NFL Futures Show. Today, we're going to look at some divisional specials, etc., etc. I guess Kay Adams has a special that FanDuel decided to throw out there for her. We got other divisional specials as well. And we got Tyler here. And by the way, Tyler, you said this before we went on. Big day. Muchos units. I think 12 units yesterday between the NASCAR, the golf, and the UFC over the weekend. So I know Keg and a lot of the boys were over 20 units. Monster weekend for those of you that were a little worried that we weren't going to get back on track. We're back on track. What's going on, Tyler?
Not much. We got the schedule out now, so we get a little more breakdowns of these teams. You get to see who gets the easy path and the hard path. We're going to talk about some division winners today, and I think we found some good spots. I think there's a special we really love. I mean, I know I really love it. I've already bet it. So
did you now?
Yep.
Did you now?
Right when you sent it to me, I looked at it. It popped out on the screen to me like it was bigger text than the rest of the message, and I was like, I'm betting that right now. It's like, that's a winner.
Did you look at the schedule, like some of the things that came out? The Niners are favored in all but 2 games. The Bills are favored in every single game this year. I mean, it is every game the Bills are favored in right now. Every one of them.
I've seen the Patriots are favored in a lot of their games also after being dogs for all their games last year. So we're going to see some changing of the guard here, I think. Some new quarterbacks stepping up. I mean, some names we thought were going to be good, but they're going to take that next step this year.
Oh, yeah. You buying into the Shadur stuff that he's been the best quarterback so far?
Let's be honest. I mean, their quarterback room isn't good, and he probably is the best one.
Yeah, and
it's not Dylan Gabriel.
You know, we're expecting Aaron Rodgers to sign with the Steelers this week, and you're a big Steelers guy. I just want to get your thoughts on what does that mean for the Steelers in 2025?
Absolutely nothing, Holden, because we're right back where we were last year. We only have one wide receiver. They traded the other guy to Dallas in the last week or so. So what's it going to be? DK, Calvin Austin, the ghost of Robert Woods, Ben Skoranek, and these guys running routes. Like, he's going to freak out after week 5. Hopefully he does what he does everywhere else and gets the head coach fired. I can only pray.
Do you think the Steelers' 8.5 win total already had Rodgers baked in? Or does it not matter? Like, can you see this thing getting bumped up? Because 10 wins, I'm not buying it with the Steelers.
I don't think it matters who plays quarterback for this team. And I think we've seen that for the last 4 years. They've set it at 7.5 and they get to 10. So I just think that you just set the number there, because if you set it any higher or any lower, they're just going to go under or over. So you just put it right on the 8.5, right on that 500 marker for Mike Tomlin and see what he does. See if he keeps the streak going.
Shout out to those of you watching. You want to drop anything in our chat, we'll be more than happy to say hi to you because we're live right now. If you're on X, come check out our YouTube channel, Nuke The House YouTube channel. Tons of live betting, tons of everything, man. We just got so much going on here right now. And you think, the NFL offseason, there's nothing going on. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, Foxy's winning money in the WNBA. We can make fun of it all we want. But I had a very profitable weekend in the WNBA because of Foxy, and I'm tailing those picks. NASCAR, the golf. We nailed the golf. I know it's Scheffler and everything, but we nailed the golf. We won money there. So lots going on. Nuke the House. Check us out free for a week with the code Nuke the House. One word, nukethehouse.com. Nuke the House is the code. Let's get into what we are going to talk about today. You, my friend, wanted to talk about something at FanDuel, and we'll do that right now. Kate Adams Future Specials. I don't know if you knew this about Kate Adams, but she started out as a fantasy football talk show host, like on Sirius once in a while. I don't even know if she got on Sirius. She was with John Hansen, and all of a sudden, boom, she is gigantic now. But around the horns, interesting they do that too, because they just canceled that show at ESPN. Bills, Texans, Rams, each to win their divisions. Is this what you wanted?
Yes. Speaking of that show, it was a pretty decent show on ESPN for all the product they put out today. So it sucks that they canceled that one. But around the horns, this prop right here, the Bills are minus 230 to win their division. I think we can agree, like, unless injuries happen, they're probably going to win that division. Don't see the Jets, don't see the Patriots, and don't see the Dolphins catching them. The Texans are kind of in the same spot. It's the Jags, it's the Colts, and the Titans. I don't think any of those teams really take the jump to catch Houston. It would have to be Houston coming back down to them. And then it comes down to the Rams and San Fran. So I'm basically, in my head, I'm getting an 8-1 ticket on the Rams to win their division because I think the other two are pretty much walking to their division. I know the Niners have an easy schedule, but I think the Rams are the second best team in the NFC as of right now. I think this 8-1 is the spot we bet right now. You
Really?
go on FanDuel, it's $7.50, so they give you a little extra 50 cents. I'm taking the 8-1.
I mean, nothing's a fait accompli, right? Allen could get hurt. That goes to shit. I mean, who knows what happens with the Texans? Hopefully Stroud takes a step back forward this year, and I think he will too. So basically, there's an 8-1 on the Rams in your eyes.
In my eyes, yep, we're 8-1 on the Rams.
Any other specials you were looking at? Because I just want to talk about this right here, plus 360. 3 or more NFC North teams to make the playoffs. You love the Bears. The Packers are good, right? The Lions are good. One of those 3 teams going to miss the playoffs then, because that's just where we are in the NFC North. Are 3 teams making it out of the North?
I think it can happen.
But not at 360. It's not enough juice.
No, at 360, I wouldn't bet it. I would want better odds than that. I mean, you just look around the divisions, like NFC West.
Oh, by the way, I didn't say Vikings, and I know you like the Vikings. So really, that's 4 really good teams that are beating the hell out of you.
They would probably be 4th for me as of right now, just because of the quarterback situation with J.J. McCarthy and not knowing what's going on there. But like you look around the NFC, it's like NFC West. One team wins a division, the Rams or the Niners. If one of them doesn't get the wild card spot, the North probably takes those other 2 wild card spots, right? The South isn't putting a team in there. Okay. The only other team that's battling you is Washington or Philly, and I think it'd be Washington. And are we really sure Washington is as good as they were last year?
No.
Exactly. So I think it's a bet against the Niners or the Rams, and I'd just rather not take it at plus 360.
Okay. Smash the like button. If you're watching on YouTube right now, we'd appreciate that. NukeTheHouse.com. Big weekend in racing this weekend. We got, our future shows. We got our betting shows, and we also do a live betting show Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. So check us out when we do that. A lot of drive, a lot of cars this weekend. That's what we got. Let's go to DraftKings. Division specials. Ooh. Okay, now we'll start with the NFC West. You like the Rams. Are the Cardinals good enough to finish first or second in the division? Because now this is an exacta, right? But just with one team. We're trying to figure out exactly what it is. We can do the exactas. Like if you look at the actual exactas, when you look through, I'm just scrolling through all these here, like Bucks first, Falcons second in the NFC South. There's exact order, who wins the AFC. It'd be the Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. If you want to do that, 5-1 there. There's so many different things we could do. Top 2, Broncos, Chiefs, Chiefs, Chargers. But I want to talk to you here about the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, it would take a miracle for them to win the division, right? And we keep scrolling down. Yeah. And then we keep scrolling down. You look at some of the other teams that are in division. By the way, they're all the way down here. Like, they don't make it easy. The Rams, you like the Rams. You can get them at about 2-1 price. So that's something else we could look at. The Niners plus 150 to finish second, plus 230. If you think they're going to suck this year, 5-1. So you can look at that. Talk to me here. Any thoughts on the Cardinals or any other team in that division and where they're going to end up, Tyler?
I think the Cardinals finished third. I think Seattle's the bottom dog with Sam Darnold under center. What's that exact order of Rams, Niners, Cardinals, Seattle?
All right, I'm going to have to go down. So you're going Rams 1, Niners 2, Cardinals, Seattle 12-1.
I love that.
Boom.
I just think just quarterback based. Stafford's the best quarterback in the division. Purdy's the second. Kyler Murray's the third, and Sam Darnold's the worst. And Sam Darnold has the worst offensive line. And his play caller's not Kevin O'Connell anymore, and his wide receivers aren't Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. He is going to crumble in Seattle. That team will finish fourth. I think the Cardinals get the 3. And the only way you lose that is if the top 2 teams flip-flop. And I feel like you could just bet the other order too at 12-1. What are you getting on the other one? 850. You just bet them both.
This is the one I like. First, San Francisco, LA, Cardinals, Seahawks plus 850.
I think you bet that one in the 12-1, and you probably walk away with a winner.
All right. So we like the exactas there. Any other teams that we want to look at? I think the Ravens are an interesting one, still favored to win the division. But if that doesn't happen, they're a plus 220. We know the Bills. We've already talked about the Bills. If you like the Bears, plus 425 to win the division, you think they're going to the playoffs, though. So second place worth a bet at plus 350 with your boys?
I think second place is definitely worth a bet at plus 350. I'm a little lower on the Lions because of what they lost, and I think they could have a similar season to what the Eagles had the year after they lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs and their coordinators left, similar to how Detroit just had their coordinators leave. They didn't make the Super Bowl, though, but they could be a shell of what they were last year, and they pick up on it halfway through the season and they get exposed. So not as high on Detroit. Green Bay is just kind of there at this point. Like, they're a good team, great coach, but the talent on that team just worries me outside of Josh Jacobs. Like, the wide receivers, best one's Jaden Reed. The defense is all right, but they just worry me. I think that they can go in different directions. The Vikings, great defense, great weapons. Biggest question is the quarterback. So, yeah, I like that.
And then I keep just scrolling down here again. You know, people are high on the Niners. I bet them at, I think, 10 or 11 to 1 to win the Super Bowl right basically when the season ended. Again, the Rams could finish first. You could do your exacta there and take the Rams 1 and the Niners 2. I think that would be the way for you to go.
Oh, if that's plus money and anything above 2 to 1, yeah, Rams, Niners, top 2 in that division, probably walks to the end.
I'm gonna go find that for you right now. It's Rams 1, Niners 2. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what the price is right now. The price is right, bitch, as Bob Barker said one time during Happy Gilmore, the original. Plus 550.
Oh yeah, we like that. I mean, you bet the 4 to 1 also and cover yourself, but you're walking away with money either way there. I do not see I think the only way that loses is Stafford gets hurt and the Rams just kind of peter out and the Cardinals somehow get the 2, or the Niners have last year all over again where all their injuries bother them.
I want to ask you a question about something I saw actually on NFL.com. It's the first time I ever saw something where it's worth talking about. But first, let me give a shout out to our boy Daniel Berry. Daniel, always good to see you, pal. Smash the like button with the rest of them. You guys want to talk some NFL, throw it in the chat and we'll discuss. So it says Lions, Eagles amongst the most vulnerable reigning division champs. So my question is, why would the Lions be vulnerable this year? And second of all, why would the Eagles be vulnerable this year outside of the fact that they've got a repeat and now you got the quote unquote target on your back? They did lose some big name talent on their defense. I get that, but the Eagles and the Lions, as we sit here right now, I mean, can we make a bet with other teams since they'd be vulnerable?
I don't think Philly's as vulnerable as Detroit is. I mean, we're not sure Washington's as good as they were last year. They might have over-exceeded expectations by a lot, and they come back to earth. And I think that they're plugging in Philly as vulnerable because the NFC East hasn't had a repeat winner in how many years? I think it's like 10, 12 years. Like, that division just keeps swapping. But if it's not Washington to pass up Philly, like, do you really think Dallas comes roaring back and wins 12 to 13 games?
No.
And is Russ leading the Giants anywhere?
With that being said, the last 4 years went Cowboys, Eagles. Or actually, yeah. So they've just gone back and forth plenty of times over the last 10 years. It's either the Cowboys or the Eagles.
I think the Eagles
team won it in 2020 at 7-9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm taking the Eagles to come back. Now, Detroit, we just talked about it. Way more vulnerable. They have 3 other legit playoff contender teams in their division. They lose top coordinators that were key to their coaching staff, because I think we can agree, as much as Dan Campbell's a fan favorite coach and we love him on the sidelines and he yells and gets the players all hyped up, he wasn't the one working that offense and getting that machine going. And he wasn't the one that had the defense really going. That was Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. Aaron Glenn's in New York and Ben Johnson's in Chicago. So very interested to see how their offense and defense look. They could take a step back. And if they take a slight step back, Green Bay or even Chicago or Minnesota could take that division from them. So I think they're definitely vulnerable.
Back to the Eagles, just real quick. To score a rushing touchdown in every game, 17, 6-1. It's tough to do it every game.
It's tough, but
if there's a team that could do it, it's them, right?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely them. Because now you're not just relying on Saquon to run them in. You tell me a push can count too, like 6-1. Yeah, they're probably rushing for a touchdown every game.
All right, Tyler.
They're going to get inside the 5-yard line eventually, and then they're bound to get in.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, Tyler, give a shout out to the NBA Rundown. I've been checking that out. I know Spread's got his articles going on. Talk to me. What's going on here?
Yeah, I think we're coming back either tomorrow or Wednesday with the rundowns. We took a couple of days off with the no games and getting ready for the conference finals. Probably be around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. Break down the games. Maybe even tomorrow. I got to talk to our guy, Spread. He's probably out in the woods chopping down some trees right now.
Who do you got?
It's Knicks? OKC and the Knicks.
Yeah, OKC and the Knicks.
Either way, I think we're getting a little storyline building for New York, because if they play OKC, then the Hartenstein storyline's there. They let him walk because they didn't have the money. Now he's coming back to face them in the finals. Or they get to play Minnesota. And the Cat and Julius Randle trade is just the biggest talking point the entire finals.
Yeah. Don't count out Ant and the boys. The Ant-Man can carry his team, but boy, Oklahoma City just looks like a train right now. And, the Knicks and Pacers, it'll be interesting. The Pacers beat the Cavs. They were all banged up. But I think the Knicks can get to the finals. I don't think they can win it.
I think the Knicks would have beat the Pacers last year if half their team didn't get hurt. So if anybody's going to beat a Pacers team, you got to play 48 minutes to beat them and play hard. It's a Tom Thibodeau-led team.
All right, one more time. When's the rundown?
Tomorrow or Wednesday, not exactly the day, but 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern. Got to talk to my guy Spread to get confirmation on that.
Check it out right here on the Nuke the House YouTube channel. Tyler, as always, thanks for watching, or thanks for hanging out. I suppose that's always fun to work with you. And Daniel Barry and the boys, thank you so much for hanging out with us as well. There's a quickie, little NFL Division Future show right here. Let's nuke these bets.